Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Krista here to do the weekly reading for the sign of Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Sagittarius, if you don't know your Moon and Rising sign, check the link in the description box called alwaysastrology.com. You can plug in your information there and it'll give you your entire birth chart. That way, if for any reason you need further clarification through the week, you can always check out your Moon and Rising signs for extra clarification or additional messages for your sun sign through the week. So this is for May 30th to June 6th. Links to my ebook, Why I Do What I Do, and to the cards that I'm using are in the description box as well. I'm using the Wisdom of the Oracle deck for your main spread this week, and then I'll be drawing an additional card from both of the Medicine Card Tarot and the Healing with the Angels Tarot once we finish this reading. So this is a general reading for the sign of Sagittarius. Whatever is most prominent in your life, Sagittarius, this week, whether that's travel, health, romance, business, etc., I'll encourage you to apply these messages and ideas too, and hopefully you find them helpful, healing, and inspirational. So I wish for Sagittarius all success, joy, and wellness. I invoke spirits of love, light, and beauty. I call upon Archangels Michael, Gabriel, Metatron, and Uriel to guide this reading in peace, clarity, protection, and wisdom. I ask that Gaia please bless this reading for Sagittarius. So far in your central position, Sagittarius, we have the Why card. This is large-scale questions. This is about questioning your personal universe. If this isn't strictly about your personal world, and this is a macro-level questioning, this could be about why am I here? Why is this happening? Really getting to perhaps esoteric query. Again, some things that are unanswerable. This could also be a question about intentions. Why are people, including yourself, inclined to behave certain ways or to react in certain ways? It could be strictly a psychological card in terms of asking why on macro levels. But like I said, if this is about your intentions and so forth, you could be looking at emotional motivations here. But regardless, whether you are seeking answers on the inside, for example, or through spiritual means, or through libraries, okay? So that could be video libraries, actual books, libraries of individuals with whom you have I would say shared interests or hobbies with, finding out how things work for them. And if they're motivated to and by the same things you are, you could find that you found a shortcut to some of these major questions that you're asking. But yeah, intention seems to be the most prominent part of what is at the center of your week this week, Sagittarius. So the energy that you're just coming out of or leaving behind is the Soulmates card. This is just sheer appreciation and protection regarding a relationship that isn't necessarily romantic, but it certainly can be. Soulmate relationships aren't always romantic, and certainly the most enduring romantic relationships are about friendships and soulmates that go beyond simply romance. Now, this is just astounding. I see here in your internal influence position is the loyal heart. This is a very relationship heavy week for you. I don't mean that relationships are heavy necessarily. I just mean that there are some questions that you're asking within a relationship, about a relationship. I don't see that it's encountering difficulty or anything like that. I think that you're maybe just looking at motivations within one. However, if it's not relationally motivated here, it's just that you have a great deal of support and so much love in your life and so much loyalty in your life. Both of these cards have keys on them. Like there are 3 keys. And it could be these questions that you're asking, these large-scale macro questions about yourself and your intentions, etc., or even about other people that you're curious about. You can find the answers within these already existing relationships, or they can help guide you, right? Or they will support you, even if they don't understand the need for you to even ask these questions. You're just going to feel supported. It's just incredibly beautiful here to have these 2 cards in the same spread at all. So a great deal of loyalty, love, acceptance, generosity, forgiveness, faith, good intentions, goodwill, partnerships. You're incredibly supported this week, Sagittarius. Not that you weren't before, but you're either more aware of it this week, or it's becoming more prominent in your life, or you're making it more prominent this week for whatever reason. So just really beautiful. Something beautiful is going on here. So this is in the subconscious position, by the way. This is what you're bringing to the entire week, whether or not you're aware of it. So just fantastic. It's such a beautiful card. In the external position or outside influence card, you've got by the book. This is just about following the rules. Okay, don't take any shortcuts if you can help it, unless you see that it's not going to upset anything or it's not going to take away from someone else. I don't see that being the case here. But if you have been taking shortcuts in the past, or if you have found a way to get around things and you've gotten quote unquote away with something, I wouldn't do it this week. I would sort of, just make sure you're on the up and up and honest and loyal to the people who are loyal to you, and basically do the right thing this week, Sagittarius. And then for your probable outcome card, you have the card Breathe. This just means that you may need a moment to sit down by yourself in order to gather your thoughts or feelings, if you haven't in the past, or if you haven't looked at that behavior in the past, that might help you. Why and Breathe being together here is really nice, just because you could be met with new information. Anytime we seek something, right, no matter what it is, generally, number one, we find it, right? Right or wrong, good or bad. Generally, when you look, you find it. Now, this, whatever that is for you, you may find it's a cause for having to zen out or take a breather of some sort, take a break, gain a new perspective, etc. So let's look at these up close one by one for a moment each. In the central position, like I mentioned, is your Y card. This is anytime we see symbols of ancient cultures or Aboriginal cultures, for example. This is a wise woman here who is accessing information in a book with wings. This is just, to me, astounding or holy or life-altering information and intention-bearing. Sometimes when we go about life without questioning why we behave the way we do, or why we act or react, or the other people around us the way they do, we can develop habits that aren't necessarily positive within those relationships. And once we do discover what motivates people, or what drives people, or what's exciting for us, or what are the right questions that we need to ask in order to move forward to keep our life exciting, we find that it is not only exciting and brings us to new heightened levels of awareness, but it also brings us, you can hopefully see here, golden opportunities. There's a great deal of golden sun energy in this card. So just a very, very positive, intentional card here, Sagittarius. In your just recent history or energy that you're just leaving coming into the week is the Soulmates card. You can see how beautiful this couple is. Look at them. They're comforting one another. Like I mentioned, this is the first of 3 keys in the spread this week for you. It is the key to her heart. This is someone that you feel completely supported by, 100% understood by, and it's mutual. There's a great deal of mutuality here. No one is getting one up on the other, and no one's taking from the other. This is all about mutuality. And again, I'll show you the last 2 of the 3 keys are up here in the banner. Keys to the heart, keys to the mind, keys to success, keys to the secrets of the universe. However you feel about the word key, right? However that resonates with you, especially now for the week, Sagittarius, I would run with that. This is a really important term for you this week. We have hearts, hearts, hearts everywhere. These soulmates are surrounded by hearts. These are in the shape of the heart. They're on an egg with a heart, keys to the heart, etc. They actually have crowns. This is the king and queen of loyal hearts. So again, just two of the most beautiful relational cards here in the entire deck in one spread. So just beautiful to see this together. You might even, for example, Sagittarius, whether you're in a relationship or not with someone else that's new, ongoing, if it's with your, if it's internal and you're taking care of yourself, and you don't have a romantic relationship, whatever relationships you're having where there is a soulmate identity involved here, it is coming to a new level. There's a new level of awareness here. There's a new level of understanding, and I would say affection here. With the external or outside influence card, you have by the book. This is literally, they have to go in order. This is literally about putting things in order, doing things in order, not taking shortcuts. And if it's just for the week and no one's going to get hurt by it, maybe just follow those rules for the week, Sagittarius. I know that's not maybe what you want to hear. But it's also about polishing and editing and getting things just the way you want it to look or be or sound, etc. So this is going to behoove you. This is a very positive venture for you this week. This isn't going to steal from you or make things harder for you. Going by the book this week is actually going to work in your favor. So particularly if for any reason you see a way around something and you know in your heart of hearts that split second of, oh, I could do that and it'd be so, and then there's a but in there, don't do it. And then for your probable outcome card, we have the Breathe card. As you can see, she's in lotus seating position. There are stars and bubbles around her. This is an opportunity for you to just come to terms with being still, taking everything in, gaining perspective, whether that's something that you've had to reinvent for yourself, a new perspective, or just getting back into the groove. But it is taking time to yourself to do that. Maybe even taking time this week to be grateful or showing gratitude, particularly because of these two beautiful, loving cards here. You could be in a position to just feel so incredibly relaxed or relieved. You could help someone else relax and feel relieved. But ultimately, this space and time for breathing, for taking a moment to settle yourself or reacquaint yourself, especially after this phase of questioning or querying. You might even find you know, seeking you shall find, and you're like, yeah, I knew what I was going to expect, right? Many of us seek also, okay, the human being seeks all sorts of things, and many times we think we know what's at the end of it, right? We have a bias. We look for something, we ask questions, whether it's scientific or personal or anything in between. And then for whatever reason, whatever we were seeking or asking about isn't what we thought it was going to be. For whatever reason. It's not even that it's bad. It's just you're like, oh, I didn't expect that, or I didn't know that. You might find that this is just literally giving you reason to pause this week and sort of take it in and be like, I didn't expect to see that at the end of this week, or I didn't expect to see that come about, etc. So it's just about perspective here. So one of your final cards is the Rabbit card. Rabbit's keyword is fear. Fear might be developing around this central query. Normally, why isn't in the central position for people's readings. It's neither right nor wrong. It's here nor there. It's just something I've noticed. It's usually a qualifying card. This is about large-scale questions taking over for the week. And some fear being based within those. And like I was just pointing out, it could be that something that you're seeking, especially if you don't see or hear what you expected to at the end of that, it might throw you off. And you might have to develop a new attitude or a new set of skills or coping mechanisms in order to deal with what you've confronted. On the other hand, there could be fear about even asking that question in the first place, or you don't want to know, you'd rather not know. But it's kind of like an itch you can't scratch for some reason. It's almost like if you don't get to the bottom of it, it's just going to linger. So you're better off looking into it, even if it's going to include a little bit of courage for you this week, Sagittarius. But overall, because you're so well supported here by loyal friendships and groups of individuals or a special someone, it looks as though if you were to share this fear with somebody else who supports you, or if you were to reveal to someone else what you were doing or how you were feeling, that you would be so incredibly supported that it would sort of dissipate all fear, for example. And then finally, around the fear card, obviously we know this through all human beings throughout millennia. We simply cannot have courage. Courage can't exist without a sense of fear and doing it anyway. So it could be a really good opportunity this week, Sagittarius, for you to become reacquainted with a sense of courage, particularly around difficult questions or themes that you didn't want to face or weren't willing to face up until recently. And now's the opportunity to do that. And then for your final card, we have divine guidance. I never feel, listen, ever, that Sagittarius feels out of sorts or they don't know what's best for them or anything. And again, I'm not surprised to end with this card. You feel incredibly like macro level, celestially supported. Again, whether or not you are a spiritually inclined person, I do think that you feel that you're a lucky person, and whether or not you use that term, I think, and you work hard for it. I'm not saying like this is not through your own hard work or energy, but you are in tune with something much higher and more knowledgeable than yourself. So I would continue going in this direction and to be unafraid. To be unafraid or counter that any amount of fear with a great deal of courage. And the shining star in the middle of the sky for this angel is a heart. So again, I think no matter what you're facing, you're going to feel loved and guided on a higher level. So congratulations for that. I really feel like you're going to overcome any level of fear here, and you're going to be really delighted with it at the end of it. So Sagittarius, that is your reading for the week of May 30th to the 6th. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe so you get all of your weekly readings that I upload every week for you. Let me know what you think of the reading in the comments if you get a minute, and do take care of yourself in the meantime. I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye for now.